We are back. Seems that GunGFu was not totally aware of things not working. I think we're gonna give it one shot in Europe, but I highly doubt that in 1 hour they suddenly fixed it. For the people who don't know what's happening, Europe does work. You can ladder on it. The only problem is that you cannot host certain maps, and you cannot host custom games. And even if you can host one map, then people can join. So it's a bit of an issue. It obviously sucks to Europeans having to play on NA, but you know, it's not the first time or the last time that they will play on the US server. So it's not the end of the world either, but it's obviously not what we wanted. I think that will favor GunGFu a little bit more than it favors YoungYakov, since I think his ping to US East should be a bit better. On the other end, Zerg with ping, I think suffers a little bit less than Protoss does, so maybe that evens things up. They're going through the map order. First one would be Hecate, second one Oceanborn, third Alcyone, fourth Golden Aura, and the fifth and final map is going to be Heartlet. YoungYakov says go, go. Go, NA, guys. I think it doesn't work. Same channel. Alright, so Indy is here as well. Apparently Indy is also going to cover the last 2 series. No more banter. That was all the banter there was. I mean, YoungYakov does have all-ins, but one thing that YoungYakov does very well, as he's obviously a proper high-ranked Zerg, and had an amazing run in the WTL Kodas qualifiers, if you guys remember that. He was actually kind of the MVP of his team, even over Classic. It definitely wasn't his fault they didn't make it. Is that I think YoungYakov is very good at doing all-ins and then transitioning behind it. Like, he's very good in finding that line between units and drones, and obviously, certain all-ins, you're completely committed. That's why we call it an all-in. But it's also, if you overreact to that guy, you're going to be in trouble. I've been there a few times where I see a lot of roaches, a queen, and a nidus, and I'm like, okay, I just need to defend. And then I kind of defend, and then suddenly he has 5 bases and a whole bunch of drones and good tech. Nerds are ready for the co-main event of Big Brain Bouts number 46. No. $100 for the winner of this series, $25 for the loser of this series. Hello, Athil. Hope you're having a good night and a good stream. I would say so. I'm happy, but I'm always happy. It does feel like my living room is very empty now, eh? The tree, guys. The tree is missed. I want to bring back the shelf, but the problem is that the shelf blocked the entire living room ever since I moved my setup and I moved the couch. Don't know yet how I want to do it all, but I want to find a way to show off some of our beautiful Starcraft statues, our F1 cars, maybe some cards. Who knows? As long as you're happy, you're the main thing. I'm a happy nerd, mate. You guys can hear our magical countdown. Tomorrow, Masters Coliseum is supposed to start, and I assume it will start. But it's also supposed to have some Europe against Europe matches. Will they actually do that? That I don't know. Maybe they just move some matches around. If I was them, that's what I would go for. But or maybe Blizzard overnight can make Europe work properly again, which would also be amazing. Yeah, I like the shelf as well, but for some reason it just it didn't work with the couch being here. It worked when the couch was in the back, when I had no dining table. The only difference is that back then I was alone, and I don't mind eating on the couch or at a coffee table. But Vicky is not a very big fan of that. It's crazy. You know, a woman just wants to have a dining table. Shocking. Let's go ahead and hop into the co-main event of the evening.
Let's get it on. Round 1. Fight!
Top right side of Hecate. We are looking at the main base of our Russian Zerg, representing Twisted Minds, the team that he was big for in the WTL Kodas qualifiers, but they still didn't make it back then. It's YoungYakov. Oh. I know, I feel. It's just that, you know, when I was alone, I didn't care. Green screen is not really an option because A, I just don't like green screens, and B, then I would have a massive giant green curtain in the center of my living room, which is also not exactly what sweet dreams are made of. Bottom left side of Hecate, we are looking at the main base of a German Protoss. He has actually never played in the Big Brain Bouts before. Obviously, he was inactive for a little while, came back. He reached out to me. He said, Roddy, I'm playing. I would like to play. I said, all right. You deserve it, mate. You're definitely a bit of a European legend. It's GunGFuBanDa. Oh, I know that, Gengar. I know that. Don't worry. I felt love. That's because I promised to take the tree down, Pi, but I never promised to take down the happy birthday. Seems that YoungYakov was a little bit inspired by what he saw from Thriving GG, as we have delayed gases and we are making a very decent amount of Zerglings. GunGFu already hit us with the YoungYakov is probably all-inning before the series started. Now, I don't think we can quite call 10 Zerglings an all-in, but it is a bit of a spicy start. GunGFu knows about it, so it shouldn't do too much damage, right? But obviously YoungYakov is a man who does things for a reason. The wall of is in time though. Adept is going to be on the left side of the wall. Oh, hey, you cannot get in. I feel like he could have gotten in, but he doesn't want to get in. He just wants to go ahead and kill the gate. And one of the links is not attacking, by the way, and I have the feeling this is going to get awfully close. YoungYakov, are we sure about this? He says, yes, Roddy, I am sure that I can kill the gate. Well, that's the start. Then links, and he kills the gateway. At least there is one adept out. Is that great, guys, for a Zerg? Is that something you're happy with? Very late, third command center, third hatchery. There are no command centers, guys, in a PvZ. I've only been drinking tea, I promise. Now nobody will believe me. They're like, alright, Roddy, you've been lying about the tea, right? It's vodka. No, I promise, guys. It's tea. We'll have a drink after this series, though. A little Friday night drink. And one adept is going to shade into the natural. Good drone pool immediately. Not too many links left. Only one link left. But hey, 3 queens is good enough to kill that adept. Is it good enough? I think it is. Boom. So now 0 gateway units. And a void ray first. Weird way to start. It's Wisty. No, we'll get something after this one. Maybe even after game 1. If game 1 is awesome and I'm happy with it. Or you know what? If both players get 1 point on the board, I'll serve myself something nice, as my tea is almost done. A very strange start. 4 minutes into Hecate. Gateway died, Adept died, Void Ray into Oracle. GunGFu shows us though that he is not afraid. He says, I don't think you really have a whole lot. Doesn't have crazy vision, but obviously knows that link speed is always going to be late. It actually only gets started now, so it's a good call. It's not an easy call to make, I think, in the dark, but it is a good call. I think YoungYakov defensively is totally fine, but it does suck a little bit for him that he cannot slow GunGFu down. Already has triple spore, by the way, as well, guys. So triple spore, 5 queens. Might lose a drone here to the Void Ray, unless we're very quick. No, loses 1 drone. Oracle is going to dive into the main. What will the YoungYakov... Okay, 2 adepts reveal themselves. Like, surprise, did you miss me? That's a pretty good move, as 3 drones now end up dying. Obviously, 1 drone died to the Void. Where's that Oracle? Where's the Void? 1 more drone will fall. Not bad here by GunGFu, guys. Lost 1 adept, killed 3 more drones. Gotta be pretty happy with that. And his follow-up is a whole bunch of adepts with resonating glaives. And he is hiding this? YoungYakov is not aware of this yet? YoungYakov is droning a lot, like a mad lad even. He's going up to 63. You have to ask yourself, is that a few too many? I'm afraid for YoungYakov that is going to be a few too many. I don't think he will die to adepts. I do think the adepts will deal a lot of damage. Stasis Trappy in natural gets 4 drones. That's actually not too bad. All of the adepts, guys. It's not just a few. It's 11 adepts with the resonating glaive. And they're going to make it to the other side of the map. And you can just let that shade finish up here in this middle line. A couple of links have shown up. There are roaches in production, but Yeah, those roaches ain't out yet, and this is a rough start for YoungYakov. Not the start that YoungYakov is looking for. Ends up losing 10 drones. First few roaches come out, but cannot battle. Ooh, let's the shade finish up. Wants to get into the natural. GunGFu is not impressed by what YoungYakov has shown him, and he says, I think I can get a whole lot more here. And he ain't wrong. There are 0 Zerglings left. I said I don't think he will die. I still don't think he has to die, but the amount of damage that GunGFu is dealing here is the borderline game ending, and even the queens are falling. The roach count is now at 8, but roach speed only halfway done. 15 drones have fallen so far. The queens do have some energy. 18 in total, as he left a couple of adepts behind in the main, and those are killing a few more workers. Now we have 2 extra adepts shading into the natural. In the end, it all gets cleaned up. Besides one brave adept is like, alright, I got 2. YoungYakov is in obviously serious trouble. It is gonna take a little while before GunGFu has like a strong follow-up. First upgrade is charge. I mean, he could try with triple immortal, war prism, 1 or 2 archons. So YoungYakov has a tiny window to redrone. But he has taken a lot of damage. A little too much damage on this level. GunGFu is obviously no slouch, and he will not just give you the time that you need to recover from something like this. But YoungYakov is a warrior, and he's gonna do his best. That Oracle, by the way, has been very inactive, no? 0 kills and 112 energy. The Void Ray did die, by the way, in the midst of all of that. Units lost resource tab is awfully even, but yeah, that doesn't really matter, right? It's about the economy, and this dip is a big one. Now GunGFu is sending his entire army to the top left, as YoungYakov is actually gonna get maybe some units on top of this base. There is not enough energy available here for a recall. A bunch of DPs do get warped in. There is no overseer here. There are 0 overseers out on the map. You gotta run. Now, there's a lot of DTs, and obviously these DTs can just morph into Archons, and then you have a nice army. The most inactive Oracle did die on the right side of the map. Can YoungYakov possibly stop all these Zealots, all these Immortals, and now these Archons too? We saw this army camp be very successful in the previous series, and it's probably gonna be all over again. Roaches on creep have kiting potential, but we have 0 Ravagers. Means the force tools are a problem. And 4 Ravagers now. Can he snipe the Prism? Okay, Prism dies very quick. Well, if there is a way, it is obviously by killing the War Prism immediately, but it's still the Archons that do a lot of damage. If they are able to get in range, well, you know, maybe, guys. 12 roaches are on the way. Sniping that Prism is the start. YoungYakov is thinking of pulling the drones. The problem is that drones die so quickly against Archons. 2 out of 4 Archons have died. There's 1 DT here that's dealing a lot of damage. We have a lot of extra roaches coming in. GunGFu says, alright mate, if you kill my Prism, I'll just warp in them Zealots at home. And the extra Zealots have shown up, and I think in the end it will still be good enough for the German Protoss. As YoungYakov has lost each and every single queen. Down to 1 queen. 2 Immortals are going to work on the Roach Warner. 1 or 2 Roaches battling those Immortals, but that's not good enough. And the second Prism has shown up, and I think that's curtains. YoungYakov took a lot of damage from the Adepts. Did not expect that many Adepts with Glaive as the follow-up to that weird start. And GG gets called. GunGFuBanDa takes the 1-0 lead. Germany strikes back. It's 1. Yeah, a couple of bad supply blocks there too, where we had a lot of, like, whenever you see 12 roaches, 16 roaches, 20 roaches on the production tab, that looks kind of cool, but that's obviously not cool, because if things are flowing perfectly, that would not have happened. But yeah, I can't really blame YoungYakov for it, because his economy was all over the shop after losing so many drones to all those adepts. It's okay. It's a game. GunGFu 1, YoungYakov 0. But I think there's a lot to play for, and I would love to see a young Zerg just tie things up after this one. And game 2 is played on Oceanborn. Don't forget that we have a tiny giveaway, guys. We're giving away a blanket today. Exclamation mark, a giveaway in the chat. We'll give you the right link. Yes, by the way, I realized through my stock app that today is Martin Luther King Day. Or is that on Monday? Is it today or is it on Monday? Monday. Ah, okay, that's on Monday. Yeah, they gave me the warning that the market is closed. Also, today we're still in action. Cool. Keep an eye on it. See if we can make it a very happy Friday or not. Round 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Third series of the night. Main event today, guys, will be between a proper StarCraft 2 legend that is Thermal, as he's gonna play random against not a young German player in the name of Jumi. Bottom right side, down 0-1, representing Twisted Minds. This is YoungYakov. You would not be at work if the market was closed? Aha, Benny. And are we cooking today, Benny? Are we doing good, mate? Top left side of Oceanborn, we're looking at the main base of our German veteran. Has taken a couple of breaks over the last few years, but he's just one of these guys that whenever he plays, he's always good. He always qualifies for what used to be WCS Premier League, is now the Europe Regionals, and then often actually does quite well in them. This is GunGFuBanDa. And he has a quick forge. Okay, guys, a little spicy. Alright, now I better expect Boanan, Turkey Dano, Print F, and the Moz Zero all to show up in my chat, otherwise I'll be sad. Really? This is the thing. Alright. Turkey Dano's here immediately. He's like, a forge before minute 3? I'm in. Yeah, I know it, mate. It's the Hearthstone cannon rush he did against Reynor. That is the one that everybody said should have worked, but then didn't work. Ah, looks promising. But I always think they can just cancel the hatch, expand elsewhere. Doesn't have to be all that bad. 2 of the pylons get cancelled. Obviously, you can't really battle that. Is that cannon in range? Yeah, I guess it is in range, right? He is going to... No! Okay, yeah, he has one. I forgot for a split second that he has another drone that was out. I was like, no, you need to have one drone on the outsides. What will GunGFuBanDa do now? Is he just happy with how all of this went? Will he just say, alright, I force you to cancel your hatch, you expand elsewhere? Like, the way that I look at this is that you still have now double pylon and a cannon here. Your Nexus is not mega quick compared to this hatch. I mean, I guess our Stargate will be quick, because the Cybercore is quick. Why not cannon that expand? I think then the investment becomes too big. I think as a Protoss, you don't have money to also cannon that expand if you want to expand yourself. Mancy hero? I mean, that's the plan, mate. If there wouldn't be a lot of people here, I'd be doing something wrong. As Basilisk is giving me the opportunity to run a StarCraft event every single Friday. And we've been going very strong and I think very consistently for a long time. Creep Tumor takes 1 hit, but it won't die. The Adept Shade is going to give some high ground vision, but yeah, 1 cannon doesn't win the fight against the Roach, Double Ravager, and the Queen. Now, YoungYakov is down in Workers. And obviously, maybe the Oracles have slightly more potential if this is the, like, new natural, right? Because that means that a lot of drones will be traveling between bases. But I don't know. I guess this is what GunGFu has practiced. I guess he's happy with it. It'd be weird if he's not happy with this, because if you're not happy with this start, then I don't know how you ever be happy. He's hitting a supply block, by the way, guys. 38 out of 38. Pylon only halfway done. That's how I get you, blue hair critic. You come back tomorrow, mate, and I'm number 33, and then I'm like... That's how they get you. Don't trust the Roddy channel on Twitch, mate. The Roddy Dome is safe, guys, but is the RotterdaM away? A little shady. First Oracle is gonna make its way to the other side of the map. I feel like this could be a problematic zone for the drones. And like if GunGFu's plan... Okay, that's a good snipe by the way as well on that Creep Tumor. Double Queen is here, getting a lot of shots off. GunGFu apparently, the man of raw German steel and twisted sex appeal, will not back out. Flies in there and zaps down 2 drones. Hello, Coco. The goat is always live, Coco. Have not missed a day yet. Did take it a little bit easier over the last few days since Waddy had a lot of long days on his channel with a lot of amazing Starcraft. So I watched some of that, and I also decided after all the marathons of the qualifiers and WTL that I had to get back into my padel rhythm, get some exercise in. So took it a little bit easier on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as the Oracles show up, get 5 more drones. I mean, if GunGfu wasn't happy yet earlier, he's got to be happy now. Keeps the Oracles alive too. And guys, we're about to get Oracle number 3 as well. YoungYakov may think that this is kind of it for the Oracle harassment, but this is not it. And 1 queen against 3 Oracles is not a fight you'd love to take. Ay, ay, ay. Things are spiraling out of control. GunGfu turns around, wants to get more, gets more. And this indeed is all because of cannoning the natural. Triple Oracle is a big investment. It does delay like whatever your follow-up was going to be a tiny bit, but if you kill this many drones, you're happy. 15 drones have died at minute 6. If GunGfu plays a very clean game from here on out, a German Protoss could be looking at a 2-0 lead. Well, Calavor, don't forget that we made Jumi the main event once against Lambo. And then everybody said, that's a bit of a one-sided match, Roddy. And Jumi actually played the best series he ever played, and he won it 3-2. And I know he's been gone for a little while and he was injured, but I think that especially Uthermo is somebody with a lot of fans and people are excited to see Uthermo. So I thought it was a fun series. The main event does not always need to be the highest level. It can also just be the most entertaining series. And I have high hopes for that one. I don't have high hopes for this one when it comes to YoungYakov's chances, guys. Losing that many drones is problematic without killing an Oracle. The man does not have Zerglings with +1 melee. There is a gateway going up awfully close towards his 4th base. It's just a bit of a nightmare best of 5 so far for YoungYakov. You can't wait to see more Holden games in the Big BB. Well, obviously Holden is not the only awesome person that deserves to play, but I mean Holden is definitely reaching the level where we can do him a bit more. He doesn't just have to be the first match. He can be a consistent second match player, and it's nice to show love to the American audience too. Don't know how YoungYakov deals with this, guys. Fighting at the edge of creep, basically off creep. Stalkers are so freaking powerful. This hatchery will finish up, but I think it's gonna die. We have a tiny link counterattack. Can we at least kill the pylon before the zealots are here? The answer is no. That means the Lynx won't win that fight. Maybe with Queens, Ravages, and Roaches we can at least survive. As now the Lynx, by the way, have casually run into the 3rd, but there is a shield battery there to make the life of GunGFuBanDa a little bit easier. The Queen gets picked up. YoungYakov needs a minor miracle. Our Zergy is in serious trouble. The last time that these two played against each other was a best of 3, and YoungYakov did win that one 2-1. It wasn't that long ago. But YoungYakov did tell me in the DMs, he said, I don't know what it is, whenever I play Big Brain Bouts, I just play worse than what I'm capable of. He's like, I always get so nervous. I was like, well mate, you don't have to. There will always be a new opportunity, and obviously tonight is one with an asterisk because the Europe server is not working properly, which is a bit annoying. So whatever happens tonight, YoungYakov will get another shot. So far it is not his best of 5. I do still believe that he can start turning things around, but I think that's gonna have to happen in game 3. In game 2, I'm afraid. This is nothing he can really do, guys. I mean, you're gonna have to cancel this hatch for sure. Does not cancel it. The idea was obviously to cancel it, but bunch of slow zealots running into roaches. Now that's gonna be the first good fight for YoungYakov in a while. But the stalker numbers are still high. Lynx do have +1 melee now, but we only have 10 of them. That's an issue. We finally have that nice, lovely little melee upgrade from the Zerglings, but the numbers are not there. Kudos to GunGfu, by the way, for still having all 3 Oracles alive. I was wondering if he was going to lose them after taking that much damage on the Oracles earlier, but he has played very safe and very cautious with them, and he's just taking a monumental lead here in game 2. Up 17 workers, up a mining base, and has a powerful army. Up in upgrades too. +2 ground weapons is done for our German Protoss. There's a couple of Stalkers are going to blink back. YoungYakov is now going to try to turn the tide with a few Hydras. And I believe in the Hydra, guys. Not in this game. Does have a nice flank. That is obviously a play. If there was ever a fight that could go well, it is maybe this one where you flank it. But GunGFu is just going to go ahead and blink forward. And he wins that fight. In the end, the stasis trap goes off as well on the top left side. GG gets called. GunGFuBanDa takes a convincing 2-0 lead. As we get back, we'll try to get into game 3. Maybe GunGFu is a 6.4k barcode after all, guys. He's actually 6'4" on his barcode. I played him earlier. Raw German steel and twisted sex appeal. That's what GunGFuBanDa is all about. According to many European Protestants, GunGFu is the most talented player ever. It is impressive how well he has maintained his skill, because his breaks are well known. We see him disappear. We see him not sign up for anything anymore. But then the moment he starts playing again, he does have it kind of quickly. Hello, Piggy. I was just thinking about you earlier, Pig. YoungYakov says, go EU Alcyone. Not sure if we can join, but we can try. I know the host works. Okay. He is convinced that Alcyone is going to work on Europe. I would love to see it. I know that you can host Alcyone on Europe. The problem is that I don't think you can join. You guys got it wrong? YoungYakov says, lol, now it works. Let's try. I don't know. Is today birthday for Roddy? Yes. We can just make it our birthday. We are celebrating the 30th of... Hey, it works. He's right. It actually works. It actually works. Earlier we could not join Alcyone. Now we can. You have happy birthday up on the wall. I know, mate. Indy says, I still get the error. How come? So YoungYakov can host, but Indy could not. YoungYakov says, lucky. Alright, we're in Europe, baby. Not sure if I should show GunGFu's next message, but ready when you are. YoungYakov is just built different. He is the chosen one. I know. Our main event was always going to be on US East, because Houston was currently in Mexico. And Mexico against Europe is US East. Let's hope it's fixed tomorrow. Alright. Let's go ahead and do it. It's 0-2. But YoungYakov, European server, he's feeling the magic. He's feeling the hype. Let's do it.
Round 3. Fight.
Bottom left side of Alcyone. He's down 0-2. Can we magically turn things around? We've had plenty of reverse sweeps in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. Could this be another one, as he has found the key to unlock the European server and host a custom game? Twisted Minds, YoungYakov. Top right side, we are looking in the main base of the man who's built out of raw German steel and twisted sex appeal. The crowd goes wild when it's his time to shine. GunGFuBanDa. Is it magical to see him soon? Actually, tomorrow, mate. It is 15 hours and 37 minutes to go. Not 1 p.m. Kruger. I think it's noon. Wikipedia said it's noon. I don't know if Wikipedia is lying or not, but I will do it after the game, GM Colin. Unless somebody beats me to it. I cannot alt-tap in the middle of this game and do that. Could it happen, Coco? This is you, Coco. Cloud1027, you're a bit strange as well, eh? How old are you, mate? Could you please share me your age? I don't know what it is today, guys. The few odd ones are being very loud. We already put 2 of the nerds in the corner, but I like how I think Slowly Fallen has already warned Mr. Cloud 1027 3 times about letting it go. He cannot let it go. Don't go there, Reynor. I know what you're gonna say. Don't go there. Now we have Rico in the chat, guys. I was wondering if you ever had such an intense poop you had to get naked. What is happening with my channel? These are not the vibes that I'm aiming for. Guys, can my normal sweet nerds please stand up? What the hell is happening? It's probably Friday. Alright. You think chat is drunk? Fine. We'll put it on that. Two Lings running into the natural. They will get picked off. GunGfu going for the 1 gate fast spent with a Stargate. Reynor tried to predict his build to a T, but I forgot what it was exactly. I think he said something about Void Ray into Oracle into whatever it was. 1 Void Oracle into Glaives. So something that is very similar to what happened in game 1 on Hecate. Is that just GunGfu's ride or die build? It is a good one. Uturm was gonna mana Jumi over here. Computer. 2 adapts are going to shade forward, and will we let the shade finish up? I would say yes, because I don't see any links here. They were hiding though. Ah, good link movement, good defense. Feel like that is 1 dead adapt guaranteed, and the second. Hello? Okay. That adapt lived a whole lot longer than I thought. The Void Ray is going to activate Prismatic Alignment. Take care of the Overlord. That's going to make it harder for YoungYakov to scout what the follow-up could be. Reynor says it is definitely resonating glaive adapt. Right on that very moment, it's GunGfu slapping down that robo. Reynor's prediction is in shambles. You know this build, mate? You know this build too? Alright. This is the Christiane. He's mining gas though. Christiane would... with 4 gas? What do you mean? You mean a different Christiane? You mean Archon Zealot? As the Oracle is coming in rather recklessly from the right side. Much better defense this time around on the side of YoungYakov. I do think it's safe to say that he looks happier on the European server. GunGfu fires up a Templar Archives and a War Prism. If we want to go for Zealot Archon, we probably need to start up charge now. This is the Archon drop. But wouldn't you also want to get Zealot charge with it? Let's see. YoungYakov has thrown down the Baneling Nest. As obviously his economy is looking a lot better this time around. Good saves, by the way, by YoungYakov. You can see that he's so much better in saving his runs. Yeah, I feel sorry for him that we had to do 2 games on NA. It's obviously not what was proposed, but yeah. Unfortunately, guys, Blizzard let us down a little. Maybe it's working now. I don't know if it's just working on Alcyone or if it's working all the way. As I said earlier, obviously it's not the first or the last time that YoungYakov will play games on the American server. It's not as fun. Starcraft 2 is way more fun. Warpgate feels late, by the way, no? Warpgate feels proper late. Maybe that's why GunGfu is now chrono boosting it out. YoungYakov may go for a random Baneling bust. If GunGfu warps in a couple of my Templars. Where's that War Prism? It's chilling. We're waiting. Spire goes down as well. YoungYakov, are we gonna morph some Banelings over here, mate? Or are we just gonna try to run in? It's a lot of links. If he gets a surround on the shield battery, would be sick. Ah, nice block, but hey, that's still a surround. Alright, GunGfu needs to warp in at home now. Go kill the battery. It's a lot of Zerglings, guys. That is a lot of Zerglings. Templar Archives is done, but I don't see an Archon over here. GunGfu casually floating 1200 minerals as the Adept is super loaded. Don't kill it then. Okay, whatever. Just go for the Nexus. Gets the pylon. Really wants that Nexus. I do think he's gonna get it. I'm a bit worried that we are losing a crazy amount of units here. But it's okay. The Archons got made at home. That's a great attack by the man who's down 0-2. Now we got a Spire, 75, 80% done. Good moves by YoungYakov. Shame that the Banelings couldn't quite get an adapt, but... Mixu. GunGFu down 18 workers, still has some money in the bank. All of these gateways are ready to warp in at this point though. Where do we warp in them High Templars then? I'm trying to find it over here on the right. Okay, so we have an army in the Zelnaga Watchtower. I'm a bit worried about fighting Mass Archon with Mudas. Like YoungYakov is in a really good spot. And at least the Queens I think are good enough to buy a lot of time. 9 Mudas and 11 Banelings. Illuminati over here, guys. Alright, Mudas... Did we recall, by the way? No, right? No, he didn't recall. He also only has 2 Nexa. He has no energy, by the way. 2 recall. Feel like that Prism and the 2 Archons are going to be stuck in the main. Alright, it's a big warp. And this is not going to be easy for YoungYakov, guys. I think we should maybe give up on this base for a little bit. And just focus on keeping our main safe. Here come them Mutalisks. But the Archons are here to protect the Warp Prism. GunGFu is not done yet with this game. Mudas are gonna jump on the Prism, kill the Prism. Mudas a little bit clumped up. Banelings trying to, yeah, maybe just go for the Archons here, mate. Make your life easier. It's not a total success for GunGFu, but it's definitely not bad. As he gets a lot of lost mining time, gets the entire base, killed a bunch of drones, killed a bunch of the Mutalisks, knows about the fact that it's Mudas now, so... I would say that... He can live with that. Now, defending against Mudas is going to be somewhat difficult since he does not have Link Stalkers. Does have his first Phoenix out and the second one is about to come out. Careful with them Mudas. 2 Phoenix can already put up a bit of a fight. YoungYakov really hates that adept, eh? Became personal between YoungYakov and that one adept. We're going to dance a little bit. How good is GunGFu's micro with the Phoenix? Seems like we're just gonna wait until the shield battery is done to answer that question. We get owned by Jason with Terra. You'll be fine, Mark. The ShoWTime Slayer is ready to shine. Lings and Bane, still slow Banelings by the way. The man never fired up Baneling speed, which I do think is a bit of a mistake. Maybe he just realized it himself. Or he's like, oh, I've used all of my gas on Mudas. GunGFu is gonna try to get a second Stargate and a fleet beacon. Obviously, try to build up a decent Phoenix count, go up to any Impulse Crystals. This is where we're gonna have to see some good Phoenix control one more time as the Lings and Banes are gonna try to make it into the natural. First Phoenix dies very quickly. Zealot is holding down the door though, and now actually the Archons and Immortals have made their way over. YoungYakov, guys, says, you know what? Corrupt this. I want to double down. And the man goes, okay, kills the Void Ray. Lost the Muda, killed the Void Ray. The man wants to play Muda Corruptor over here on Halcyone. Oracle is chilling. I would have liked to see him kill that Oracle, by the way. Oracles are expensive units. Now drop the Revelation and it does live. Does it count as... no, that is not a resource loss. Geokilla. The resources lost is just units that go down. It has nothing to do with carrying minerals, turning minerals into gas. This has just everything to do with the amount of units you need. Or indeed, obviously, if you build a building, you cancel it and then you lose those resources. Those will show up too. Phoenix count is now at 8. Plus 1 air weapons almost done. Any impulse crystals almost done. If I was YoungYakov, I would try to do whatever the hell I can to deny that Nexus from going up. Because 3 base Protoss can already be scary. This is starting to remind me a tiny bit. Obviously it's not the same game at all. Like that classic against the Dark game on Halcyone. Same spawning positions as well. Classic in the end had this base. Now Classic was in a much better spot than GunGFu is. Classic didn't win that game, guys. Mate, Phoenix with any Impulse Crystals is so freaking good. And YoungYakov does not believe in Carapace by the looks of it. He's just doubling down on attack upgrades, which I guess if you go Muda Corruptor, it's kind of okay, but... if the Corruptors are out upgraded by the Phoenix, Phoenixes with any Impulse Crystals are ridiculously good against Corruptors too. Dark is not with Sky Zerg. He's obviously incredibly good, but I still think that Classic should have won that game. It should not be impossible to defend a base against Lings and Muras. If you are maxed out on Archon, Stalker, Phoenix, it's not impossible. Dark played it very well, but Classic could have done a thing or two better. If you resume that game from replay and let Reynor's Protoss play it, I guarantee you that Reynor's Protoss wins that game convincingly. I am very certain of that. I would kind of like to see how I do, personally. Kidding, but not really, because I'm pretty good with Phoenix. YoungYakov is still maxed out, and he is going to fire up a hive. You thought he already played by the title? Yeah, mate. The title that says that is the main event. You're like, the main event should probably be the first match of the evening. Next time, guys, Conor McGregor fights in the UFC. He's going to fight at 3 p.m. The main event will be between two up-and-comers at 11 p.m. when Madison Square Garden is fully filled. But Conor McGregor is going to fight at 3. That just makes sense to me, Roddy. Roddy bullying? No. I'm just trying to explain it. Mudas in very high numbers do get a couple of Phoenix kills. 7 Phoenix are left against 19 Mullers, 8 Corruptors. GunGFu has a pretty big army in the top left side. That is a crazy amount of Archons. Killing that many Archons is going to be somewhat difficult. I mean, I'm like somewhat joking, guys. I get it. If you read something first, you think maybe it already happened. I think it also makes sense that that is not the case. But maybe best to switch it up. Who knows? It is Lings and Banes crashing into a lot of Archons. So 3 Archons have survived. One of them is very low on HP though. No, it's just a bunch of Queens battling a Protoss army that is not big enough anymore to stick around. Can we kill that Muda? Oh! Should be that Immortal. He actually gets the Archon and the Immortal with the Bouncing Glaive. But GunGFu wouldn't be GunGFu if he didn't have another attack going. And he actually gets the hatchery too. Kills the Stalker, kills a whole bunch of Zealots. YoungYakov is actually down in the workers at the moment. In the droning department. Lost 40 drones. Does still have money in the bank. Doesn't have a crazy amount of gas though. GunGFu is battling. He did lose a lot in that previous attack, so maybe now the Mudas can finally find that dream damage that Zerg's dreams are made of. Can maybe pick off a Phoenix here. Bam! 1 shot, 1 kill. Well done by YoungYakov. I don't know why he wouldn't go for the battery first here, by the way, but he wanted to go for the cannon first. Does get it. And is now thinking of going for the main. There's 1 pylon powering everything here. That is an Artie McTols's pylon. If I've seen one. Okay, 1 target is actually still powered. There is battery overcharge now being used. I would not want to battle near battery overcharge. Please kill the battery, mate. And then says, I don't care about the battery. I just want to battle the Phoenix. Very chaotic game 3 here. A much more fun game between YoungYakov and GunGFuBanDa, which honestly could still go either way. The Muda count is high. The Corruptors are doing their thing as well as GunGFu is going to send it again to the other side of the map. +2 melee done. No Adrenal Glands. No Adrenal Glands on them Zerglings. YoungYakov has a hard time spending his money. Builds 10 Muda, still has money. Actually, I would fight this immediately. Yeah, that's 2 out of the 4 Archons gone. And that actually might just be it for the anti-air here of GunGFu as Archon number 3 dies. Beautiful spread there on the Mudas. Now the Immortals are left for dead as they don't stand a chance against all these Mudas. Great fight by YoungYakov. Catching those 2 Archons by themselves. Awesome. Great little surround. The man was very decisive and he just went for it. You know, Dreams in Dust, I don't disagree with you, but we both know that it would never happen, right? I hate that I will be excited for the next time he fights again. I know that I shouldn't. This is going to be disappointing. But I'm still excited. All the probes will fall, as 61 probes in total have gone down in this game. We are down to our final 36 workers. GunGFu only at 75 supply. 1 Archon, 5 Zealots, 7 Phoenixes. I do not believe it's going to happen anymore. There are still a couple Zealots here and there, as we have a random Zealot warp in the bottom right side with a slow pylon. Okay, slow warp in is done. That pylon not connected to a nexus or a gateway, so it takes forever for your warp-ins to finish up. Good news is though, we are gonna get a game 4 here, guys. No back-to-back 3-0s here. I believe that this one should be very doable for YoungYakov to bring it home now. The man is up. A crazy amount of supply. He is up in workers again. He is basically up in everything. Kind of sad that he does not have Adrenal Glands. That's the only thing that I'm a little bit sad about. GunGFu, his Zealous, by the way, with the slow warp and do find a lot of damage here. Sweet baby Jesus, there are so many drones falling. YoungYakov now gets 2 Vipers. That's interesting. Of the 50, it's a very chaotic game, man. The economies have never truly been solid and stable. The game has never really slowed down. It's just 2 guys swinging for the fences. Is that one random pylon? It's turning out to be the golden pylon. One more Zealot shows up. All the units out of position. YoungYakov now thinks of sending 29 Mutalisks. The Phoenix count, by the way, is kind of high again. Like, it looked impossible for GunGFu to win this game. And I still think he's obviously in a lot of trouble, but with that many Phoenixes are very good, and they have +2. Oh my god, did he kill a Viper? No, he didn't. I think. That was a Corruptor. At least the Corruptors have +1 carapace now, so that's kind of good. And they're about to have +2, which is even better. And we're also going to see how good GunGFuBanDa is in splitting Phoenixes once they get parasitic bombs. I think it's one of the most difficult things in the game. Because A, it's very hard to see which Phoenix is affected by parabomb. And 2, Phoenixes, they clump up like no other unit in this game. Is all the mutas, by the way. They're just going to dive into the natural. And GunGFu has already lost 79 probes and he's about to lose a whole bunch more. Where are them Phoenix at? Phoenixes are here. That pylon gets picked off again. I like how he rebuilt it on the exact same spot. No backup pylon. So many mutas. A lot of mutas will fall here though. We had 29. We're now down to 22. Where them Vipers at? We could really use a parasitic bomb right about now. Funk Soul Brother. A lot of the Phoenix are very low on HP. So the bouncing glaive could get a double kill, triple kill. Nice micro. GunGFu doing pretty good here. Obviously this is a fight that the Protoss is supposed to win. The Protoss is winning. And we have lost so many Mutalisks. Oh my goodness. We have lost so many Mutas. The Phoenix is on a rampage. The Archon count is high again. What do we have on the ground? We have nothing on the ground. We have 13 Corruptors, but they haven't done a thing. Guys, the player with 97 supply actually has a real shot here. We have 17 links to deal with 6 Archons with +3. YoungYakov is up 70 supply and it feels like he's losing the game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The supply has never lied harder than it currently did. I don't know how you battle this many Archons. And GunGFu is still sending in a couple of Zealots to the top left side. The Mutas do find 2 of the Archons, so that's nice and all, but there are still so many Archons remaining. Can we just all-out base trade? Is that a possibility? YoungYakov has F2'd a crazy amount in this game. He's now down to 38 drones. I mean, I would say... I don't know. It's gonna be so hard. I don't know how you kill this many Archons. We have a couple of links running into a naked base, but... Parabomb. First Parabomb goes down. Whoa, he was so good, but then he brought it back and then he splits it off. That was crazy how well he did it at first. We have at least one more Parabomb. The Corruptors are going to try to battle this by themselves. They do kill one of the Phoenix. Can YoungYakov ever get an army out that can kill this many Archons? Ooh, that's smart, but that's very smart. That is smart. We do it again. Okay. Man, this can actually turn into a super epic game. As he has now killed 3 Archons all by themselves. Obviously, GunGFu does have an economy and is still killing drones. GunGFu says, I feel like I've done enough. I go for the recall. Saves the Archon too. The Phoenixes live. We're down to 31 probes against 19 drones. I think all that GunGFu needs to do right now is build cannons and batteries. And then he could be cooking too. This base still has so many resources left. Down to 1 queen on the side of YoungYakov. Very smart with the abducts. I think it was a great play. But was it in time? Was it just in time or was it a little bit too late? We're back to 20 Mutalisks. We have lost 75 mutas in this game. A 22-minute game on El Sayani between our Russian Zerg and our German Protoss. GunGFu has done a 10 out of 10 job with the Zealot run-bys. Oh, YoungYakov, mate. We were up like almost 100 supply. How the hell did we get here? It is a very entertaining game, but it's also a game that should have gone to YoungYakov. It should have been a Zerg victory. It could still be a Zerg victory, who knows, but I am kind of worried right now. As the Phoenixes will go for an adventurous journey. They might get surrounded. But Phoenix... Okay, here come the Corruptors, here come the Mutas too. YoungYakov split up his units. We cannot recall, but hey, during this, by the way, the Archons are going to go for that base. Phoenix is just so quick, man. The Corruptors have very good upgrades now, by the way. They can absolutely dominate this fight. Can the Mutas then win that fight against all the Archons? We're going to have not one, but two fights. Abduct! We're going to abduct again. I love it. Oh my goodness, this is such a cool play. Another Archon dies, and another Archon dies. YoungYakov, are you still going to win it then in the most complicated way ever? I mean, he's down 15 workers, but if we kill every single Archon here, and then we kill the Stalkers and the Sentries, and the... Oh my goodness, what a game! But here come the Mutas. Do we have a Parabomb left? No, we don't. Where are the Corruptors at? Why are these Corruptors so useless? We're going to bring the Overlords to soak up some of these Phoenix shots. And YoungYakov is down to 9 drones, guys. 9 drones. So we cannot afford to lose any Mutas here. But we are losing Mutas. They'll still have a supply lead. Corruptors, please. We need you now. Tonight. We need you more than ever. Only 2 Phoenix are left. There are 2 more Archons. Did the Vipers survive? Yes. Can we do that trick again? I mean, YoungYakov is just broke now. All that GunGfu, I think, needs to do is you fortify this base. You get cannons and batteries. 55 army supply against 37. An absolutely insane game between these two. It should have never been this close. It is this close. Phoenix count is kind of high again, but the 11 Corruptors can win. It's just the Archons that are a problem. Killing 3 Archons with +3 is gonna be so hard. We have the Phoenix. Excuse me, we have the Viper. There are 9 drones. I guess they're long distance mining. It is now or never for YoungYakov, and I'm afraid that it's going to be never. As another Archon will get warped in. GunGFuBanDa on his debut, guys, in the Basilisk Big Brain Bouts. I'm gonna land an abduct probably on an Archon, but this is the battery. It's impossible almost to kill. Caustic spray on a gas. Kind of cute. Phoenixes make a dive for it. Viper thought about dropping a Parabomb or an abduct, whatever it is. One more Zealot runs into the natural. Obviously, GunGfu doesn't have... Oh, lands a feedback on the Viper. That's big. Now the Phoenixes gonna try to make a dive for that Viper. Does not kill the Viper, but did a lot of damage to it. Zealot's working on extractors, but more importantly, obviously, he's giving GunGfu the information that those bases have not been retaken. The army supply is very close right now. It feels that it's almost impossible for YoungYakov to win it. A game with a lot of twists and turns. Felt that it was in the bag. It should have been in the bag, but the Muta Corruptor, fragile composition. At one point we just did not have the ground army initially to deal with all these Archons. Maybe YoungYakov thought it was going to be an all-out battle for the skies, and it sort of was. Oh, the one queen, by the way, has dropped the transfuse and the Viper. That's cute, but GunGfu is mining during all of this, and YoungYakov is not really mining. 3 more Vipers, okay. Well, we're gonna blinding cloud. 3 more Vipers, guys. As GunGfu has been relentless with his Zealot run bys. This could even turn into him just eliminating. Seems like a Muta died and the Phoenix died. The problem is the Muta won't come back anymore. The Phoenix could come back. GunGfu is now going to get his hands on a rich Vespian, guys. So it's not 1, but it's 2 bases. Abduct lands, kills 1 Archon. We lost a Muta, I believe. We land the feedback now. I'm afraid it's sweeping leaves on a windy day at the moment for YoungYakov. Every unit he kills, a few more show up. Meanwhile, his army stays the same and it cannot grow anymore. Down to 0 drones. He's built a ridiculous amount of drones in this game. Has lost 153 of them. The Zealots are now working on the Hive. The Hive will survive, but... yeah. Our 12 Mutas and 8 Corruptors killing 4 Archons. It's not happening. Crazy game. Amazing comeback by GunGFuBanDa. Faced a lot of adversity. But he was resilient, baby. He brought it back. Did not think he could after he was down 90 supply. YoungYakov had poor defense against the Zealot counterattacks. And obviously was kind of sleeping with the Corruptors once or twice. The man is still gonna try to land a few more power bombs and drop a few more abducts, but the damage to take out these Archons without any casualties just isn't really there. YoungYakov doesn't want to leave early, does not want to leave a game where he felt maybe he could have still done something, but I think he knows that it's over and we are reaching the very end of this game. Knows that YoungFu has 2 mining bases, he doesn't. It is over. He knows it's over, but he's still gonna try. The last maybe one Hail Mary dive, but no chance. YoungFu now too rich. You don't often talk about a Protoss with 32 probes being rich, but he is rich compared to 0 drone YoungYakov. GG guys, it is a clean sweep, but can you believe that game 3? What on earth? It just happened. That was quite something. Obviously a bit of a throw on the side of YoungYakov. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, this game looked so ridiculously good. Amazing that GunGFu won it, but how did he win it? Look, at this point, YoungYakov is up 83 supply and he's up 30 workers. This is crazy. 170 against 87. 6.4k. 6.4k. GunGFu is ready. Alright, we're feeding him Clem, guys. The next time GunGFu plays, he's getting Clem. I think the biggest problem was that we made that one move and we had 29 mutas. And we didn't bring the Corruptors. The Corruptors were just kind of doing their own thing. And the Phoenix count at that point was high enough that it actually really started to chip away at all those mutas. So, GG's, a very fun game 3 at least. A very memorable game 3. It's EG Kill now actually gets one of the gifted subbies, so you don't need me for it. It's time to swap over to the American server as it is time to get ready for our main event of the evening. I'll settle the prediction, give you guys a new prediction. That was quite the game, guys. A roller coaster of emotions on the Friday night. In the end, it goes to GunGFu. GunGFu is back, and he still got it. Oh wait, it was Colin who wanted it. Yes, Colin, you're gonna get it right now, mate. You're gonna get it right now. Sorry, I thought it was EG Kill who asked for it. Thought I got lucky. Roddy didn't get lucky. I'm giving it right now. It's right before the ad break too, mate. No ads for you. Boom. There you go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. Well, first we do the prediction stuff. Otherwise, you guys get set. Choose prediction outcome. 61% of y'all believed in GunGFuBanDa. And it is GunGFuBanDa who brings it home with a 3-0. But a crazy game 3. We'll take that. Main event. BBB number 46. It is our German youngster, Jimmy, versus the Dutch YouTube legend, Youthro. Okay, now I have to make sure that I spell his name correctly. I always, or I never spell it wrong. I just always do the capitalization wrong. But I think this looks good. I think this makes Mark happy. If I would have written it wrong, he would have never forgiven me. I've done it a few too many times. Best of 5. $200 on the line, guys, for the main event. Euthermal will play random. He's not playing Terran. He's playing random. Keep that in mind. Thank you, Shazak, as well, for 14 months. Hopefully you guys had some fun today. I know that I started a little bit late. That's because I was trying to exercise a little. Your old man is 36. He needs to make sure that he doesn't sit in front of the computer all day, every day. But we're going to have a couple of long days over the weekend. I'm sure of that. Take a little break. And after that, I'll be back. Main event, Jumi versus Euthermal's Random, coming up. See you real soon.